Our next guest, well, I mean, she's a Six Music presenter sometimes. Coldplay have her on a special watch list. She's an actor with a fine IMDb, having appeared alongside so many greats in so many superb and memorable performances, from like John Boyega in Attack the Block, Peter O'Toole in Venus, all the way through to Stephen Fry in her latest thing. Well, she is Doctor Who. It's Jodie Whittaker. Hello.
Woo! Yeah, just in case you had one of them. I've got one.
First of all, what's it like to be so embedded in people's Christmases? Because it seems to be a lot of the time with Doctor Who, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and we've judged the format last year and this year, and we're not Christmas Day, so it's Happy New Year, and it's New Year's Day, BBC One, 6:45.
New Year's Day, BBC One, 6:45.
2020, isn't that mad?
Never thought I'd make it.
Wow, it's debatable. The way you look.
I don't know. Yes, that is taking liberty there, isn't it? So yes,
one of us was late for the interview. It wasn't me.
God, what an idiot.
One of us has brushed their hair.
I'm sorry. I thought I looked tousled and exciting. But it is, I see, but you're part of the Christmas holiday experience, aren't you?
And it's, and for anyone who isn't necessarily, isn't living in a Whovian house, I wasn't brought up in one, which I've said before. And you know about it, and it's on, and it is, if you're gonna, for a lot of people, if they haven't seen it, it's the episode they've seen, because it's a big family event. And what's exciting for us this year is that it's not only on New Year's Day, but it kicks off the series. So you don't then have to wait, because often with it being the special, you've then got X amount of months to then wait, because for last year it happened and then you've waited a year till the next lot. Whereas this is kicking off our season. So, and tonight I'm seeing it for the first time. Yeah, I'm really excited.
And what percentage excited, nervous, terrified, sick in your hat?
I get really nervous, and but mainly I'm just excited because it was so much fun to do. The name's Doctor. The Doctor.
The security of this entire planet is at stake. Can we rely upon you?
I'm not where I wanted to be, but I can work with this.
Although you're here and you grant us your presents, which is all we ever really want, your Christmas presents, you can't give too much away about what's coming up.
I can tease a little bit.
Tease a little bit of teasing.
So
you've still got Tosin and Mandit and Brad, haven't you? You've still got the guys,
the gang, the fam.
Yaz, Ryan and Graham.
Yep.
So that's all intact.
Yes.
And you
very much so.
What's the sort of embarkation point for this next season?
So I think for us, what's interesting is that when we all started, it's kind of unusual for the show that everybody's brand new. You know, your new showrunner, new doctor, every friend or companion, whatever you want to call them, are brand new. And so our first season was absolutely an exploration into who is this doctor and how do we all fit together, our relationships with each other, and also the journey that we go on, particularly at the start of that season, was accidental. You know, the doctor it takes these people not necessarily willingly on this adventure, but I suppose what we enter into in this season is it's very much a choice. There's opportunity to stay home, but actually the choice is to travel with this alien and have these experiences that are unpredictable, terrifying, funny, life-changing, but are for everyone. And I think the thing that we learn through this season is that things have as much of a profound effect on the doctor as well as the participants, but also the dynamic. There's a shift often in this where the doctor needs them as much as they need the doctor. And also for us, we get the space because we've got another 10 episodes to really explore who everyone is, not just the doctor and the gang. It's who is Yaz, who is Graham, who is Ryan, how do we all fit together? What our dynamic is with the doctor and Yaz, or the doctor and Graham.
So you can really unpick it a little bit. It's a bit like a Netflix thing, isn't it? Where as opposed to a film, you don't have to just tell it in 2 hours. You've got the space.
And I think with a show like this, there's like endless possibility. So you can go in any direction. We can go to future, past, different dimension, different, a moment in history that I was unfamiliar with.
That was what was great about the last season, I think. And particularly things, really emotional ones like the Rosa Parks one were just like, you're not always expecting to cry when you're watching Doctor Who.
Yeah.
You know, you're expected to be terrified or to be, you know, but that was a sort of a newish thing for me as well. I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
so
and
much.
also the use of music in that.
Yes.
The track that they played right at the end, that was incredible. And I think that's the thing that is so extraordinary about this is we spend this 9.5 months shooting and you're in this bubble, but then there is about 1 million other people that then elevate the show and make it this next thing that is, you know, for everyone. And weirdly, it's kind of its own genre because even other sci-fi shows or things like that, they're maybe restricted to, well, it's set in this town, so we're always going to set it in this town. Yeah. Whereas we don't have any of those laws.
No.
And so it's incredible to play because now I can, I suppose, move on from the fact that it's my first season and I'm a woman.
Yes, get rid of. Was that getting a bit tiresome?
It's a fascinating conversation to have had. The reactions, both sides of it, are fascinating and also very telling of where we're at.
Yes.
And I think, but because that conversation's been had now,
we've done it. We can move on.
And it's not that there's less pressure. It's just it's a different kind of nervousness because it's an excitement knowing how much fun you're going to have, but it's also an excitement to know that you're going to be playing completely different sides to the Doctor than you've played before, but you don't have the fear of am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong?
Yeah.
In a way, you still feel all those things, but you kind of know that is part and parcel with playing this role.
That's the thing. It's so much good stuff there. It's like Star Trek in a way, isn't it? How and it's as big a brand, I think. The fact that they just traverse the galaxy, and which means that they could do anything. They could meet up with any situation, with any life form, and the openness of that. But I like that metaphor you're saying of the last few episodes, which is. It sort of feels like a metaphor for us all, really, Jodie. You know, like sort of how we can, you know, break the bounds of our life and sort of move outwards and upwards and try new experiences.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Celebrate inclusivity.
Yeah.
Celebrate how everybody is different and everybody has a different perspective, and that actually, you know, we live in a time where I think the noise from everything like this, what we're chatting about social media, is opinion is fact.
Yeah. Yes.
It is fact.
Yeah.
And this person is the loudest, and this person is the angriest, and this person is, you know, look how happy you could potentially be. Yeah. But actually, the Doctor is incredibly present, and even with hindsight, has an extraordinary ability to not preempt and be changed. And I think that is quite a handy lesson but as a human and as someone who can sometimes go, well, I don't think I'll like that. It's like, how do you know? And we do it all the time. Or don't do that, you won't like it, you'll get it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I hadn't thought about it like that, as the Doctor as an agent of change and being able to accept the fact that
an agent of change. You've just given me a perfect answer for my Q&A tonight.
Thank you for everything that you do. We love you, Jodie Whittaker.
Thank you.